Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Depending on where you are in this world, God bless you. This is Gloria White coming to you from Utah, USA. Well, guys, I must apologize, but COVID makes you so very tired. And all of a sudden you're like, hey, like you're being put to sleep by something, and it's just the COVID. But so we're going to be in the New Jerusalem Holy Bible, and we're in the Gospel according to Matthew. And part 1 is the birth and infancy of Jesus, the ancestry of Jesus, role of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, son of David, son of Abraham. Abraham fathered Isaac, Isaac fathered Jacob, Jacob fathered Judah and his brothers, Judah fathered Perez and Zerah, whose mother was Tamar. Perez fathered Hezron. Hezron fathered Ram. Ram fathered Amminadab. Amminadab fathered Nahshon. Nahshon fathered Salmon. Salmon fathered Boaz, whose mother was Rahab. Boaz fathered Obed, whose mother was Ruth. Obed fathered Jesse, and Jesse fathered King David. David fathered Solomon, whose mother had been Uriah's wife. Solomon fathered Rehoboam. Rehoboam fathered Abijah. Abijah fathered Asa. Asa fathered Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat fathered Joram. Joram fathered Uzziah. Uzziah fathered Jotham. Jotham fathered Ahaz. Ahaz fathered Hezekiah. Hezekiah fathered Manasseh. Manasseh fathered Amon. Amon fathered Josiah, and Josiah fathered Jeconiah and his brothers. And then the deportation to Babylon took place. After the deportation to Babylon, Jeconiah fathered Shealtiel. Shealtiel fathered Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel fathered Abiud. Abiud fathered Eliakim. Eliakim fathered Azor. Azor fathered Zadok. Zadok fathered Achim. Achim fathered Eliud. Eliud fathered Eleazar. Eleazar fathered Mathan. Mathan fathered Jacob, and Jacob fathered Joseph, the husband of Mary. Of her was born Jesus, who is called Christ. The sum of the generations is therefore 14 generations from Abraham to David, 14 from David to the Babylonian deportation, and 14 from the Babylonian deportation to Christ. Joseph adopts Jesus as his son. This is how Jesus Christ came to be born. His mother Mary was betrothed to Joseph, but before they came to live together, she was found to be with child through the Holy Spirit. Her husband Joseph, being an upright man and wanting to spare her disgrace, decided to divorce her informally. He had made up his mind to do this when suddenly the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, "Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary home as your wife, because she has conceived what is in her by the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you will name him Jesus, because he is the one who is to save his people from their sins." Now all this took place to fulfill what the Lord had spoken through the prophet. "Look, the virgin is with child, and will give birth to a son, whom they will call Emmanuel," a name which means God is with us. When Joseph woke up, he did what the angel of the Lord had told him to do. He took his wife to his home. He had not had intercourse with her when she gave birth to a son, and he named him Jesus. The visit of the Magi, chapter 2. After Jesus had been born at Bethlehem in Judea, during the reign of King Herod, suddenly some wise men came to Jerusalem from the east, asking, "Where is the infant King of the Jews? We saw his star as it rose and have come to do him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was perturbed. So was the whole of Jerusalem. He called together all the chief priests and the scribes of the people, and inquired of them where this child, the Christ, was to be born. They told him, "At Bethlehem in Judea. For this is what the prophet wrote. And you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, you are by no means the least among the leaders of Judah. For from you will come a leader who will shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod summoned the wise men to see him privately. He asked them the exact date of which the star had appeared, and sent them on to Bethlehem with the words, "Go and find out all about the child, and when you have found him, let me know, so that I may too go and do him homage." Having listened to what the king had said, they set out, and suddenly the star that they had seen rising went forward and halted over the place where the child was. The sight of the star filled them with delight. And going into the house, they saw the child and his mother, Mary, and falling to their knees, they did him homage. Then opening their treasures, they offered him gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. And they were given a warning in a dream to not go back to Herod and return to their own country by a different way. The flight into Egypt, the massacre of the innocents. After they had left, suddenly the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother with you, and escape into Egypt, and stay there until I tell you, because Herod intends to search for the child and do away with him." So Joseph got up and, taking the child and his mother with him, left that night for Egypt, where he stayed until Herod was dead. This was to fulfill what the Lord had spoken through the prophet, "I called my son out of Egypt." Herod was furious on realizing that he had been fooled by the wise men, and in Bethlehem and in its surrounding district he had all the male children killed who were 2 years old or less. Reckoning by the date, he had been careful to ask the wise men. Then they were fulfilled the words spoken through the prophet Jeremiah. "A voice is heard in Ramah, lamenting and weeping bitterly. It is Rachel weeping for her children, refusing to be comforted, because they are no more." From Egypt to Nazareth. After Herod's death, suddenly the angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother with you, and go back to the land of Israel, for those who wanted to kill the child are dead." So Joseph got up, and taking the child and his mother with him, went back to the land of Israel. But when he learned that Archelaus had succeeded his father Herod as ruler of Judea, he was afraid to go there, and being warned in a dream, he withdrew to the region of Galilee. There he settled in a town called Nazareth. In this way the words spoken through the prophets were to be fulfilled: "He will be called a Nazarene." And we'll stop there, and we'll pick up there in section 2 tomorrow, God willing. And now we're going to go to the we're going to go into, let's see, which one of these? We're going to go into Through the Bible with J. Vernon McGee. We're going to get into this, and we're going to go, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, did I mark the page? I tell you, when you don't feel good, You don't know what you're doing half the time. You're like, did I do that? Where did I stop? What did I put a marker in there? Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Ugh. Okay, let's see. Now I am just in awe. Okay, let's see. We finished that. So, and as always, I love you. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of like bumbling through here.